So in lieu of a meal prep video this week, because I don't quite know what's happening with work-wise over Christmas and New Year, I thought I would take you on a what I eat in a day, because I've not done one of these in a while. So I'm starting off with some clementine juice. We picked this up in Tesco when we went and did our big shop. There's a little bit of it left, so I kind of finished it. Sorry, Leo, who's only just finding out about this. And I topped it up with water just because, yeah, I don't mind drinking juice like that, and it kind of gets a bit more water in you because I'm terrible at drinking water. After that, I sat and did some meditation for a bit. Now, this is the setup we've got at the moment because we did a big session at home because the Himalaya Cafe was unexpectedly closed. So I took over and we had the class at home instead. So we've left the setup here just because we're going to be having a few sessions while it's closed over Christmas and New Year. Now after that, it is time for tea. This time I've got a vanilla tea from the Algerian coffee shop in London, which is lovely. And also it comes in this paper bag, so it's a bit more environmentally friendly, because a lot of teas come in like a cardboard box with plastic inside, but yeah, this one is completely recyclable, which is great. The only problem is that we have to go down to London for it. I think they do international shipping, and well, we're only up the country, so it doesn't need to be international, but even still, that would probably involve plastic, but hey ho. Anyway, tea, because I have to drink a lot of tea. What else am I doing today? So I'm going to work. Leo's already at work, so at some point I'm going to have to make some lunch or dinner to take with me. I don't quite know what to make yet because I don't know, I'm just like not really awake and not really coherent still at this point, but I'll figure something out. Lunch-wise, I was going to use up some leftovers. So I've got some rice noodles here, which I'm just going to soak in hot water because as I've just boiled the kettle for the tea, I might as well boil or soak the noodles to go with it. The only problem with these things is it's such a pain trying to get them apart without it kind of breaking and like pinging everywhere. So I'm just trying to gently take those apart without spreading noodles all over the kitchen. And then I'm going to cover them in boiling water and let them sit for about 5 minutes, just while I start on my tea and get everything else ready to go for lunch. Now, what I'm using to go with it is some tofu. I made something last night and I figured I might as well use up the leftovers because it's already in a sauce and everything. So there you go, there's the noodles afterwards. They're not fully cooked, they're just softened a bit, which makes it a bit easier when I'm going to stir fry them with some sauce. Now that's the tofu leftovers that I'm using. It doesn't look particularly appetizing now, but this is what it looked like last night. Bubbly, 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 bubbly. It sounds so good. I had to leave the sound in for that bit. Bubbly, 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 bubbly. So yeah, let's speed this bit up. I'm just getting a load of veggies and things and cooking them along with the noodles and then adding in the sauce. So I've got red onion there. I've got a bit of carrot. I've got some frozen green beans, some red pepper, some sweet corn. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm just slicing everything up really thin so it cooks quite quickly because the noodles take no time at all. So yeah, slicing those up. I'm snapping the beans up because they're frozen. I'm putting them into smaller bits because one, they are frozen, but two, they don't really take too long to cook. And this is supposed to be something pretty quick. That's the sweet corn going in there. Then go the noodles and I'm going to put in the sauce. So I'm taking the tofu out and putting the sauce in and washing the pan out with a little bit of water just to get the most out of it. And then I'm adding a little bit of chili paste just to spice it up a bit. Then when the noodles are almost ready, I'm just putting the tofu on the side just to reheat. To go with it, because it is kind of like a Korean style dish, I am going to put some pickled radish with it, which is this beautiful yellow thing here. Well, it does look really unnaturally yellow, it is lovely. So I'm just going to slice some of that up and put it on a plate to go with it. So that is lunch sorted. Well, it does look like it's quite a lot. Yeah, it's been quite simple, as you can see, just from watching that. What else is going on today? This is the thing, because I don't know what's going on over Christmas and New Year with my work opening, it kind of throws me because I hate being unorganized. I like to know what's going on, so it is driving me a little bit bonkers, and it's throwing me sideways a little bit because I want to be organized. I want to know what's going on because, you know, I could have done a meal prep, but there we go. It is that time of year. But then again, Leo's only working on Friday. He's got Saturday and Sunday off. He's going out for a curry on Sunday. So everything's just up in the air right now, which, yeah, drives me crazy. I just want to know what's going on. Oh my God. Perhaps that should be one of my New Year's resolutions, to stop being so stressed about organisation. Maybe. Leo's looking at me and shaking his head. Maybe not. Okay, cool. It's good to know that organisation is a good thing. But yeah, there we go. That's me actually eating my lunch after all this waffling about nonsense. It was really good though. I might have to make that again for lunch today. I'm getting the approval from Leo. So, by this point, I'm running late. So I'm just going to pack my bag. That is my dinner for tonight, all wrapped up. I'm also going to be taking with me some other bits. I've got my wallet, I've got a tote bag, I've got a letter that I need to post to a friend, which again, is the worst kind of time of year because it's going to go in the post. It's probably not going to reach her until like end of next week. I've got my headphones, my keys, my iPod, an orange because again, I kind of prepped for dinner at work, but not really because, yeah, I was feeling, after my wonderful lunch, uninspired and I didn't quite know what to do with myself. So I just, yeah, threw an orange in. And my book, Shirley Jackson's Hill House, which is on Netflix. So after watching that, I grabbed the book because I wanted to read it. And I've also got my reusable cup. While I am not going to Starbucks on my way to work, it does come in really, really handy because it keeps my tea warm. Now, I had every intention of walking to work, but I kind of ran out of time. So I just wanted to show you this. I am jumping on the bus, but they have an app where you can buy tickets. I don't entirely trust it because I have had tickets randomly disappear on me, but until they get their butts into gear and actually kind of catch up to 2019, which it nearly is, and work with contactless, it does work quite well because Edinburgh has this situation where you have to pay with exact change, and scrabbling for change is a total pain in the ass. But getting the bus does mean I can sit up top and I can see this. This is one of my favourite views in Edinburgh. This is over the Dean Bridge, and you can see the Water of Leith underneath, and it's just a beautiful view. I absolutely love this. It really is one of my favourite places. And on the corner here is a little house where it starts on the bridge and it also overlooks all of that. It's a beautiful house, and yeah, I absolutely love that place. And while I was a little bit early, I thought I would come and stand on the corner and show you just how Christmassy Edinburgh is looking at this end of the street. There is the Rayburn, which is literally wrapped, but other than that you can't really see much from here, which is kind of cool. The Christmas market is way down there, so you know, I don't have to deal with that. Other than that, the shop opposite has these Christmas trees on its kind of roof bit. It's got this like weird veranda type thing. It's got Christmas trees up there, and this is us. We've got a few things kind of hanging in the window, but it's not too overkill this year. Last year there was like giant trees and all sorts of crap. It's not been too bad. But I did have a lovely surprise when I came in. This is Ripley, the little blonde one is Ripley, and the other one is Epix, who you would have seen before. So it was quite nice to get a surprise and come into two dogs today. So that cheered me up and that made my day. There they are. They're adorable. I love Ripley. Ripley's a bit like a cat. She just kind of sits on your lap. I timed it perfectly though, because by the time I got in, it started raining, and that was it for the rest of the night. It was a miserable night. It just kept raining. And there is Jamie in his festive spirit, singing along to some songs we've got playing. As you can see, he's absolutely loving that. But yeah, miserable, miserable night. But the first thing I do when I get into work is I make myself a cup of tea. I've got this tea tin which Leo kindly decorated for me, which, yeah, as you can see, It has some messages on it. So I make a cup of tea, and that's why I make it with the kind of keep cup thing with the cozy on it, because it keeps it warm while I then have to disappear and do other things like make brownies. This time it was some peanut butter jelly brownies, which you can see look lovely. And it means that by the time I finish doing that, I can come back and my tea is still warm and drinkable, because it used to be that I'd make a cup of tea and then by the time I got to it, it was stone cold. So it's been really good this time of year. Dinner-wise, I will open this up and show you what I've got. It is not particularly exciting. It is just some sandwiches. But, you know, it was using up what we had in the fridge, and yeah, that is no bad thing. I've wrapped it up in the old bread bag because I might as well use it. And let's see, I'll show you exactly what is in it. So I've sped it up a bit, just so you don't have to sit and watch me make a sandwich for too long. Exciting stuff. I've got some mustard from Germany, that's the last of it in the tube, which I'm just spreading on there. I've got some mayo from Tesco. It is, I think it's like made with maize or corn. Same thing. It's really kind of like thick. It's got a weird texture to it, but it is quite nice. To go with it, I've got some Cheatin ham and some Violife cheese, which I'm just kind of grating the cheese on there. Some tomato, some red onion as well, and there will also be some lettuce. Pretty simple sandwich. Could almost be described as boring, but you know, it did the job. It used up some things, and yeah. It was dinner. It saved me going and buying too much. Because the other thing is, I don't want to go to Sainsbury's and spend a fortune on things because, yeah, I don't know what I want. And, yeah, I'm just not feeling dinner at the moment. It's just too much effort and I just don't know exactly what I want. So a sandwich it'll just do. However, I did brave the shops at one point and got some pasta sauce and some tortillas for some budget nachos because... yeah, me and Jamie could share them. Exciting, right? But there you go. We called it a night after that and set up the shop for closing. And that's it. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And check us out on Patreon. And we will see you next time.